Good morning, everybody. Bom dia a todo mundo. There is a close relationship between climate change, social conflict, and human rights violation. The human aggression to natural resources are determining the beginning of new social conflicts, linked to the control of water, deforestation process, control of petrol, biodiversity, and mines. Moreover, the global climate change has a direct impact on life of population, such as the Inuit in the North Pole, which are disappearing as a consequence thereof. For each of the mentioned conflicts, I will describe a specific example of a population which is fighting for its right and survival. The so-called water wars in Cochabamba, Bolivia. In 1999, the United States company Bechtel took the control of the water supply system in Cochabamba, the third city in Bolivia. Water rates were tripled. Special permission had to be obtained in order to have access to water supply, and a license system for the collection of rainwater was established. After 1 year, 55% of citizens had not access to water. In April 2000, hundreds of thousands of people began to demonstrate, marching in the streets of Cochabamba in protest against the government. The Bolivian authorities were obliged to revoke the law which had provided for the privatization of the water supply system. Those events, also known as the water wars of Cochabamba, become a symbol of the fights for the defense of common goods, demonstrating that the people's participation may lead to an effective influence on decisions regarding the administration of public goods. Second example, deforestation, Brazil, Santarém. During the last year, Brazil has become the first worldly exporter of soja, but also reached the 5th place of production of CO2. As a consequence, deforestation and fire set in the forest in order to obtain more cultivable land. In Santarém, along the river Tapajós, a United States multinational company, Cargill, built a strategic harbor for the collection and transport departure of the soy production. The indigenous and the rural people of the region oppose themselves to the monoculture of soy because it causes deforestation and evacuation. The intensive cultivation of soy and the building of the necessary infrastructure related to the collection and transport thereof have caused serious damages not only for the environment. Between 2001 and 2003, more than 5 million hectares of the forest have been destroyed. This caused the evacuation of the local communities and loss of housing settlements. The massive utilization of pesticides determines a serious danger for people's life, especially children. The traditional form of sustenance, like fishing or sustenance agriculture, have been abandoned. In this area, the progressive deforestation process is seriously menacing the survival of an isolated indigenous community called Tribu Zoe, which in Tupi language means population's house. Third example, Nigeria. In the Niger Delta, a region rich of petrol located in the south of East Nigeria, the activity of multinational petrol companies, Shell, Mobil, Chevron, Health Egypt, causes significant environmental and social damage. The activity of oil extraction has led to the pollution of water, basins and soils, caused the destruction of sustenance cultivation and the expropriation of the lands of the Nigerian population. The protests of the local community have been brutally killed. Local communities are continuing to oppose themselves against the exploiting policies carried out by transnational companies and ask for the decontamination of watercourses and lands for a more equal distribution of oil profits, and for a compensation of the ecological debt. The Nigerian people's leader, Ogoni Kensaruwiwa, has been murdered. Biodiversity, for example, BT cotton in India. In 2002, the Indian government approved the commercialization of genetically modified crops called BT cotton, produced by Monsanto and its Indian affiliate, Maico Monsanto. This type of cotton has a higher price than the traditional cotton, a minor resistance to bacteria, and the seeds thereof have to be purchased on every sowing. The diffusion of BT cotton caused a fast impoverishment of the farmers and many suicide. Mines, coltan in Kivu, Congo. The Democratic Republic of the Congo is provided with great forest resources and is rich in minerals, including gold, diamonds, copper, and coltan. Congo supplies 80% of the world's coltan, a strategic mineral essential to electronic goods. Local population have been expropriated of its land in order to consent the extraction of coltan. The profits of such business financed the civil war and the environmental impact of activities carried out in the Kivu area has been very serious. This is a symbolic a map of hundreds of environmental and social conflicts currently existing in our planet. This conflict have a close relationship with the actual climate change. In my opinion, it's of primary importance to relaunch the battle that several social and environmental movements are carrying out with reference to the ecological debt. The ecological debt is the debt of the countries of the north towards to the countries of the south, which were colonized in the past and which are now capably deprived of everything through the exploitation of their natural resource. The exploitation, the environmental impact, and the indiscriminate utilization of the planet for the discharge of waste. I'm going to finish. I want to say it's important to recognize of the ecological debt is a fundamental step not only with respect to the recognition of the population rights, but also with reference to the ecological policies against the climate change. Muito obrigado. Thank you very much.